welcome or welcome back. Today we are doing the November reading wrap up. November, on my paper, it kind of looks like a good reading month, but it also was kind of like a middling month. I either felt ahead and accomplished or behind, and a lot of things definitely did fall off on the getting them done that I had been doing pretty good and consistently. I'm Morgan, and let's go ahead and check out the stats of what happened in November. For November, we finished a total of 5 books. We started 6. The star ratings was 1 4.5, 2 4 stars, 1 3.5 stars, 1 3 stars, and then the DNF. And the way that I read these was 3 physical, 2 audiobook, 1 mixed, for a total of over 2,000 pages read and 23 hours listened to. The mixed is not included in either of those, I don't think. No, it has to be, right? I no longer remember what I did. This is the first time trying to include the page count on here. Okay, let's start at the beginning of the month, when I wanted to, start the Keep It or Trash It episode 2 project. And it's like, do this for a week and then start Rhythm of War. Whoops, shouldn't have said that. Okay, so the first book though that I picked up, and you can also check out the video there if you would like to see more details and actual thoughts on the book as I went along, would be The Longest Autumn by Amy Avery, and it's a very pretty book. And for a good chunk of it, I was enjoying it so much. This one though ended up being a 3 stars by the end, and I hated the ending. I hated the ending. This book is following Trine, who is the herald of the god Autumn, who is the god over the season of autumn, and the human heralds have to be the envoys of the seasons to come into the mortal world every time it's their season, so that the season will commence. Something goes wrong though when Trine and Autumn come over this time around, and their portal, the mirror portal, breaks behind them. And so we're entering into The Longest Autumn, where they're trying to figure out who broke the mirror, how it broke the mirror. Of course, they're blaming the human, and it's all from her POV, and she's freaking out and lying and trying to solve it, and just technically actually being generally useless and all of that. It had such potential, but then they wanted to add this icky romance in there, and okay, actually there's a few things that happen with Trine and people. 2 of them, okay, that's fine, that's fine. But if you've read it, then you might know the ick that I'm talking about. Maybe. Because I cannot get behind that at all. And how it ended up unfolding, it was just, ugh. Because I did not enjoy my ending time of that, I decided to listen to The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I said the author name right. This was a 4 star, and I listened to the audiobook, and this one we are following Keela, who is a librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, where it holds all of the magical knowledge of the land. And it's only for the nobles and the wealthy and the people here in this city of Elysium. Most people don't have access to the magic. They're going through a bit of a revolution though, slightly due to that fact, and general badness of the noble class. And so she, in an effort to protect the books, not to keep them from people in general, but because the library was set on fire, she takes off with the books and returns to her island home where she first grew up the first few years of her life. And she has to hide the books there, and it's just adorable because she's afraid to let people know. She's also supremely antisocial and anxious around everyone and can't think of the right things to say. And the tad bit of romance is just adorable and awkward. And her spider plant Kaz. I really love this one. It was so cute. Was there some problems with it? Sure. Were there some conveniences, and why did we have to keep going, and what is this coincidence? Yes, there were problems, but it's adorable in its own right, and I am looking forward to the next book that'll take place in this world. They're loosely connected. On to the next one. This is the main one that I had to read in November to prepare, and that'd be Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson, book 4 in the Stormlight Archive. I did the review video for it. Obviously listened to it more on audiobook. I marked it way less than my other ones. And for a lot of it, I was going through it, and I don't know. At the beginning, it did take me a second to really latch onto it, even though, I mean, I've read it before. I don't know. I think it was Kaladin, and being in Kaladin's headspace, and it's not a very happy place. And it's beautifully done in all the mental health aspects of what Kaladin's going through, of what Shallan's going through, even what Lift is going through. It's a lot. Like, that made me cry this time. I don't think it made me cry the first time, but it just hit me on one of those days where Lift was explaining to Wendell why she went to see the, it's not Midnight Mother, is it? No, I feel like that is the wrong one. Why she went to see Cultivation. The Night Watcher, that's it. It made me cry this time. So still, really good time. I picked up on a few things that I don't remember if I picked up on last time. Is it sad to say that while, yes, hearing Kaladin get to that point, and getting to see the Raboniel and Navani and how humans and singers could work together and wish for that future. But Adolin and Maya, though, that was kind of also the highlight of the book. I wish we'd actually gotten more Lift. I do really enjoy the parts with Lift, even if she is an unconventional. And where was the Lobin? Okay, we won't talk about this one too much. It got its own review. Oh, not you. The next book for the Keep It or List It challenge was After the Forest by Kel Woods. This is a Hansel and Gretel retelling, and I DNF'd it. I couldn't read this book. I was so bored. I was so bored. And then it just went somewhere, and so I was like skimming through and stuff, and like the connections it made and what it ended up being, and I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay without getting to this point. It took like so many chapters and pages to get to this point to do this thing, and I just don't want to read from A to B because I think this is just too much. It's very historical feeling. It's not lyrical, that's probably not the right word, but I was bored. So I put the book down. I saw how it ended, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't care to actually get to that point. The next book was The Forest Grimm by Catherine Purdue. This is actually the first of 2 books, maybe. I feel like it'll probably end up being just a duology. And I had a lot of fun with this one now. I was afraid that it would be too much like the other one. But it's not. This is YA, and we do have the hints of romance. But our main character, Clara, has known that she's going to have an unfortunate death her whole life, pretty much, because her grandmother is a fortune teller. And she's read it in her cards her whole life. But in this village where they are, they have this book that can grant one wish for a person after their 16th birthday. However, when she was 13 or 14, the book was a horrible wish was made upon the book, and it disappeared into the forest. The forest took it back. The forest granted the book. The forest took it back. And then Clara's mother disappeared, and several other villagers disappeared. And now Clara believes she knows how to safely enter the forest and retrieve her mother and the book and save everyone. And her best friend, and another boy from the village who they've been friends with pretty much their whole lives, they go on this rescue mission, but there's feelings between Clara and Axel, obviously. And as they tried to deny it kind of to people, it was amusing. But lots of fairy tales come into play with this one. We got Cinderella, we have Hansel and Gretel again, Rapunzel. Okay, I enjoyed this one. It has a twist ending at the end. 2 twists actually, because one makes you kind of sad, and then the end is the twist, and we'll continue on into the next book to see how that one turns out. So was fun. It was very fun to do. Okay, and after that, I listened to The Stardust Grail by Yumi Kitase. And the way this one ends, too, is also kind of open twist. I mean, it is a standalone, but she has mentioned in an interview that she would be open to writing more for this. This one, though, is following Maya Hashimoto, who was an art thief, like one of the galaxy's best art thieves, because humanity has left Earth at this point. And we've encountered other life forms. We have trade with other life forms even. We're not hostile to each other. That's awesome. But she is retired from that life and is now going to school at Princeton? Yale? I don't remember which one of the schools. Both of them will come up in this story though, because there's a snobby doctor professor from one of the other ones that comes to visit their library archives because they just got in some valuable texts. And at the same time, Maya is contacted by one of her old associates saying that there is a lead on this artifact that's been missing for generations that could change the fate of these peoples, that their race is kind of depending on it, and can she come help find it? She's the only one who can help find it. While at the same time, Earth is kind of in danger. And the snobby doctor professor has come to Maya saying he knows who she really is, the art thief business, and trying to recruit her into doing this thing on behalf of Earth. And what ensues is a space archaeological kind of hunt endeavor thing. It was a fun time. It didn't connect with me quite as much as The Deep Sky, though I appreciated that Maya is a lead character in her 30s. Really liked that part where we're not following a teenager. Did she make some still odd decisions or rash decisions? Sure. Was it colored a little bit though based on past experiences? Yes. Overall, my November was an okay month. I am sad I didn't get to a few of the books that had been on my maybe list. I am. Oh well. How did yours shape up though? I would love to know which ones you read, which ones were your favorites. I realized this morning that I forgot to put a book on my December MBR that is a Christmas book, like a mystery, Christmas murder mystery. If you would like to check out my December TBR, you can watch it now here. I hope you're having an excellent day, finding something great to read, and I'll see you in the next one.